Welcome to this advanced lesson from August 2019 as part of the free monthly lessons by Mando.com. We're going to be looking at how to play chords in B flat, and it's a kind of a follow-on lesson from what we did last month, which is the tune President Garfield's Hornpipe, also known as the hardest fiddle tune you can play on the mandolin because it's in the downright awkward key of B flat. And so I suggest you look back and work through last month's lesson first so you know the tune, and I've linked all of that below. There's a free worksheet and a video just like this, and everything I mentioned in this month's lesson is also on a worksheet which is linked below. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at three different ways you can play the chords. We're going to look at kind of an open way, the bluegrass way, and then a way that's kind of in the middle of the two. First, we need a bit of the theory about the chords in B flat. So this is just a one octave scale. B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. And from that scale, you can construct all of the chords that you would need in the key of B flat. So your B is a B flat. Your C, the next chord along will be a C, which, because there's E flat in the key of B flat, it makes it C minor. And then the next one's D minor, E flat, F, G minor. And then kind of like a half diminished and finally finished on a B flat. That's an interesting exercise that may have gone over some of your heads. If you're not interested in music theory, that's fine. But it's good to know how you kind of work out what chord is what. Is it G minor or G major in B flat? Is it C minor? Is it C major? Why is it E flat? Why is it F major? And it's all because of the notes that are in the scale. So it's kind of a good exercise to understand why chords are certain chords in what key. And that'll probably be a much longer lesson in the future. And you could also, if you wanted to take it further, you could do the diatonic sevenths of each chord, which I've put that information in the worksheet, but I'm not going to discuss it in this video. It's fair to say it's fun to work out if you're into new music theory. If not, just gloss over and just trust me that in the key of B flat, it's B flat, C minor, D minor, E flat, F, G minor, A half diminished, B flat. So if you transfer that into bluegrass, which uses the 1-4-5, your main three chords are the 1, B flat, the 4, E flat, and 5, which is F. So they're the ones we need to get right. And we're going to start with playing them open. So there's 5 chords you need for this, technically 3, and then 2 of the sevenths that correspond with it. So the open way of playing it, these are my open, and a lot of people think that you can't play open chords in B flat because not a lot of those notes are, well, a lot of the notes would sound awful, but I think that you only need one string ringing out to make it sound like an open chord. So as long as one of your 4 strings is in the chord ringing out, it'll make it sound like an open chord. So for B flat, we're going to do 3rd fret, open, 1st fret, and then we're not going to hit this E string. We're just going to hit the lower 3 strings. That's a really useful chord. You can make it sound like you're playing in an easier key than B flat if you can get that nice and clean without hitting. You don't want the E. That's I mean, it's an interesting jazz chord, but it's not what we want in bluegrass. We just want. If you find yourself hitting that string a lot, you could get this 1st finger and cover the 1st fret on the top string as well. That would make it a chord, but I find that quite comfortable, so just stick to 3, open 1. That's like that. And then E flat, we're going to go open, 1, 1. what that sounds like. And then F, you probably know F. 5-3 open and 1 if you want to put it in, but I'm not going to. So there's our three main chords. B flat, E flat, F. And then the two sevens that you need in President Garfield's Hornpipe are B flat 7 and F7. So for B flat 7, we're going to do this one, which is effectively moving this root note down to the first fret, so it becomes 1, open, 1. It's not the neatest chord, it's kind of difficult, but because it's only ever used in passing, it's not the end of the world. Don't always hit it myself. And then F7, if you go from the F, we're going to flatten this second finger here to the first fret, so it'd be 5-1 open. That'd be F7. Okay, so they're the 5 chords that we need to play President Garfield's Hornpipe. I'll just play them one after the other. So B flat, E flat, F, and then the two sevens, B flat 7 and F7. So now try and put those into practice. I'm not too bothered about what your right hand does. I'm just kind of get like a strumming rhythm. So we'll keep it simple. I'll play the melody. I'll just go A, A, B, B, and you stick those open chords alongside it. I'm not going to try and shout them out as I play it because it's too hard a tune to talk at the same time. I haven't quite mastered talking and playing at the same time in B flat. So I'll just shout where the repeats are coming back in. And if you get lost, just play B flat, it'll be fine. But yeah, stick to those open chords for now, and then we'll do closed chords once you've done that. And 1, 2, 3. F. B flat. Repeat. F. B flat. B part. Repeat. Just to give you an example of how I would have made that sound using open chords, it would sound a bit like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. F. Now onto the B part. And so on. So kind of not always doing that, kind of nice little ringing out notes in there. So if that's not how yours sounded, go back, loop back, play along with me again and get those chords. The idea is to get them nice and open. Almost like we're not playing in really awkward B flat, we're playing in kind of an easier key like G that we can ring those strings out. And we can have a look at like the Bluegrass way of playing it, which is chop chords, and it's all based around your G chord. You need to move it down 3 frets to get B flat. So there's our B flat. This is tricky on the little finger, but if you want to be an advanced player, you've got to get that little finger working. So we've got B flat, and then you move that over 1 string to get E flat, and then that goes down 2 frets to get your F. Then we go back to B flat. And then the 2 sevens we need are B flat, which is kind of a common movement. That's a good movement to get under your fingers. I've done previous lessons on 7th chords if you want to go back and practice that in more detail. So you've got the B flat to B flat 7 there, and then your F does the same movement to F7 there. So what you need to do now is play along. Try and keep this kind of on the offbeat as you would in a bluegrass band. Sound a bit like that. I'm on the B part now. So here's the melody again. Try and play it. Try and accompany me with a bluegrass style. And 1, 2, 3. F. B flat. Repeat. F. B flat. B part. Repeat. And then the final way of playing chords in B flat is kind of like, it's not a hybrid, but it's kind of in the middle of a short bluegrass chop and a nice ringy open chord. And it's these bar chords. So that's your B flat, 3, 3, 5, 6. It's still got those two notes are the same as the chop chord. You can see those two there, but instead of these lower two notes, we're just barring down there. And these generally don't have the same chop effect as the other ones, so you kind of don't chop them as much, but you also don't ring them out as much as that. So I kind of see them in the middle. They sound a bit like that. So it's kind of the same movement as your bluegrass chop. You've got your B flat there, you move it over 1 to get E flat, and then down 2 to get your F. And then the 7ths are a little different. You need to flatten this little finger to there, as the image in the corner shows. That's the B flat 7, and then it's the same for the F7. So you've got your F there, and then F7 there. So that would sound a bit like this. This is the A part. 7 onto the B part. So as you can hear, I'm still emphasising the offbeats, but I'm not like, it kind of doesn't have the same punch as the bluegrass chops. It's kind of in the middle. So time to try again, play along with the melody, this time with the kind of in-between chord shapes. And 1, 2, 3. F. B flat. Repeat. F. B flat. B part. Repeat. Hopefully your little finger is not suffering too badly. It's some very difficult chord shapes there. For some further work, because I realised the chord progression is not as hard as the melody. It's just kind of 3 chords with some 7 chords. So if you wanted to practice B flat a bit more, you could just take some standard bluegrass tunes, and I've given you 2 examples in the worksheet. So I've taken Sitting on Top of the World, which we normally do in G or C, put that in B flat, which has G minor in it. And I've also done the Old Home Place, which has a lot of chords in it. Do that in B flat. So 2 examples. You could just go through your whole kind of songbook, transcribing everything to B flat, and then practice every song in those 3 different styles that we discussed: open chords, short chords, and then in between. And then hopefully you've mastered playing chords in B flat. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, everything is available in the links below. All my old videos are available at mandomike.com, and please hit subscribe if you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you next month.